Welcome to the OpenSpime Developer Network. In this short video tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to get started with the PyOpenSpime library. In a few steps, you will be able to actually perform a full data reporting cycle on your very own machine. So first thing you need to do is, log into the developer.openspime.com with your account. If you don't have one, it is free. So you just have to register and you will have your page. So once you're there, you just click on My Developer page, and this is what your My Developer page looks like. I'm just gonna follow the steps on this page, and first thing I want to do is, download the library itself. So here it is, the library. I click on that and I'm gonna download it. And first thing I want to do is, of course, unzip it somewhere. So this is what I'm gonna unzip it. Let's take a look of what we just did, and the PyOpenSpime library comes with 3 folders. Basically, you've got the docs folder where you got all the API documentations. You've got the library folder with the library itself, and the tutorial folder. That's where we're gonna work in today for our demo purposes. So back to my developer page, I still need to download 2 things. When I logged in, I have received 2 OpenSpime IDs, which are, one is a Spime ID and the other one is a scope node ID I'm gonna use today, and this is the addresses that are related to my IDs, and this is where I can get the OpenSpime packages. So first thing I'm gonna do is download both packages. Here they are. I'm gonna move those to the tutorial folder. Actually, I'm gonna unzip these to the tutorial folder. One is done, the other one too. I'm gonna get rid of these files since I don't need them. And this is what now your tutorial folder looks like. You've got your OSIDs just up here, and the rest are just normal files you already had before. First thing I'm gonna do is, create my scope node client. So I'm gonna open the scope node normal.py file. I'm gonna edit this, and I'm gonna edit to use my personal OSID, of course, which is the one you can see here. So this is my scope node OSID. I'm gonna just as well copy it, and I'm gonna paste it just in the very beginning of the lines. You can see here when a client is created. Here, this is where I input my OSID, right? I'm gonna save this file and just exit the editor. Just to give it a try, I'm gonna start it up. So I'm gonna start it up and see, but basically everything went okay. It has done everything that it needs to do. You can read this yourself once you have it on your machine and the client is ready. But right now I'm gonna exit this because we need to finish the rest. You may notice that a new folder has been created, which is cache, and cache is used to cache, of course, all the public keys that are used by entities. So you will see there are some keys that will come through our test here. So next thing to do is that I'm gonna open up the spime normal.py file. I'm gonna edit this, and this time I'm gonna use the spime ID that was provided for me. So I'm gonna open the file, I'm gonna go down here just like the other one, and I'm gonna paste it here. But the difference is that this is a spime that is going to report data. This is the data that it will be reported it's an entry in XML form, and I'm gonna send it to my scope node. So I go back here, and again, just for the ease of this, I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it to the recipient address, which is here. You see, this is the scope node. So in the line send stanza, this spime is gonna send to this scope node this data. So I'm gonna save this file and exit it. And this is basically it. Now we can try it. I'm gonna start my scope node. Just as before, you see that it is now ready. And I'm gonna start a spime now. You see that the spime does a lot of things. Basically, it It encrypts the data that it sends and it signs the data that it sends. But when you go down the log of everything that has happened, you see that the data has successfully been received by a recipient, which means that this recipient, which is our scope node, has already told the spime that it has decrypted and verified its signature. So everything is already done. And if you take the scope node, you see that at the end of it, basically we have printed the entry that has been transmitted. This is just, of course, for demo purposes, but you see that the data has already arrived, and I remind you, it has been decrypted and the digital signature has already been verified. You can see that in the cache folder we have 2 entries which are public keys that has been exchanged during this sending operation. So this concludes the tutorial, and for additional information do not hesitate to read all the documentation on openspime.org.